This is episode 11 already. Episode 11 already of this show. And I say it every time. Bite-worthy is a phrase that, I use. I don't know if anybody else is going to use it, but it means that if you're a comic that's good, that has a line that someone wants or you're worthy of stealing from, that's what it is. We don't bite material in comedy because that's stealing and that's not good.
Ultimate sin.
Ultimate sin. It's if there's one egregious comedy sin, it's like going up and if you're at the Oscars and slapping the comedian and then taking their jokes. I'd rather have someone slap me than take my joke.
Yeah, don't take my joke.
Yeah, so I am here with a comedian that is super, super bite-worthy, very funny. She's not an exception to the rule. So Angela Kimmel. Angela the comic.
Am I clapping for myself?
You should.
I'm so Asian. I'm just very animated. Just.
My first interview with a geisha.
So, which is Japanese. That's very racist. No.
Oh yeah. I made it this far.
Canceled. Let's start this over again. This is some bullshit, Ryan. Call me a Korean hooker, not a
Korean
Japanese
hooker. Korean hooker. I'm here with one awesome Korean hooker. No, she's one of my greatest.
Extra to watch.
She's one of my greatest friends. Not just comedian friends, not just comedians, but she's been a bud. You've been a real solid friend, and I appreciate the support.
Always, bro.
We just had an awesome meal, bite-worthy. We're at, how do you even say this? Seo Ra Boel. Seo Ra Boel.
Yeah, Seo Ra Boel.
Seo Ra Boel, and it's really good. Is my Korean okay?
It's all right. You're getting there.
Okay, for the first time I've ever spoken, that's cool. This place is really good. We're in Duluth.
Yeah,
is that where?
Duluth, Georgia.
The Asian game is high here.
I don't think I'm the only Korean who does this, but I'm not from Georgia. But when I got here, the first thing I did was I gotta find a really good Korean restaurant, barbecue restaurant.
Where do they not speak English a whole lot? That kind of thing. Oh, that's awesome. Because
yes.
I judge a restaurant who is like exotic or foreign or another, culture's food based on the type of people that work there. And if I go to a Japanese restaurant for sushi,
and if Bob Smith is cutting it up, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah.
I don't need a college educated.
Yeah, I'm good.
In sushi, majored in sushi. Dude behind the.
Yeah, there's a taco place that is not. It's exactly right. It's funny, haha, but funny not. Because it's true. We'll judge the food. So I went to. There's a taco place that's right beside me. It's called Taco Veloz, and they barely speak English. It's all Spanish. I'm like, yeah, I have to order in Spanish.
This taco is going to be the best taco I ever had.
It's some of the best tacos El Pastor I've ever had. So, judging a place on that. So, we're actually, first question. So, we're eating Korean barbecue, which is very fitting. Bulgogi, bibimbap, those are very popular. What are some lesser known dishes that you would recommend to us honkies, that we don't know about?
So,
what's the depth of Korean cuisine that you like? Hey, I wish this was more popular, and I think other people would like it.
I feel you mean like non-Koreans, because to Koreans, the dishes I'm gonna tell you are pretty popular. Like I had it yesterday, solongtang. Solongtang. It's like a white beef broth. It has rice in it. It has the cuts of thinly sliced, beef in it. It has some noodles in it, flour noodles in it, and then you just eat it. You just add some salt and some black pepper, and it's like soul food.
It seems simple.
Yeah, but it takes a long time to prepare because they are making that broth out of all the
skimming
bones
and all that stuff. Do the skin.
Yeah.
I watched Nigel and G, Uncle Roger, and he critiques.
I like how you said it, Uncle Roger.
Well, that's how he says. I'm not sure if
Uncle
he's
Roger?
No, because I think he's Malaysian. I think, and he always critiques.
Yeah.
I like how you do that for you. It's so funny, and the way
great.
he critiques that. But I watched Nick Giovanni make broth, and he's like, he make it right way, very good, Papa. And I was like, that's really good. So it took him hours to do it. So okay, so that's good. I'm getting educated on Korean.
Yeah.
Korean
You writing
food.
this down or? What's up?
No. I mean, I can go back and watch it. Yeah.
Pen and paper for this student right here.
For this stupid white man who doesn't know anything.
Who came unprepared.
Go. Yeah, ask away.
My stepdad would always be like, when you forget school supplies?
Yeah.
Going to school, it's like, would you go to war without a shield or weapon? I'm like, Dad, it was just a pencil.
Yeah.
I just forgot my pencil.
Pencil's a great weapon used for knowledge and stab. It's
in the throat. I gotcha.
The tables have turned.
Yes,
right?
I know.
So on being the interviewer to being the person interviewed.
Uh-huh.
And let me ask you, what makes a good interview?
I think so I had to...
I want to hear this.
I had to learn, right? Because you watch back, those episodes in the beginning of Angela the Comic Live on Instagram every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Plug. And in the beginning, I was like, man, I should have let them talk more. I should have done this or should have done that. And in this day and age, there's nothing you cannot learn, right? So I legit Googled what makes a good interviewer, and I think making the other person comfortable.
That's
and
good.
Being truly interested in what they need to say.
That's a big one. That's what I try and focus on the most, because I was speaking with Ty, and he's like, these are good questions, man.
Yeah.
And Christian recently, he's like, every question, he's like, that's a really good question, and nobody asked me this, because everybody, I don't want to say everybody asks. I say typical questions that people want to know and they're genuine. Unfortunately, get asked a little more often than I like. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe they've answered that before or something like that. What kills an interview?
What kills an interview? If you...
Like a fart? Like anything? Like, I don't know.
I want to say when the energy is off.
Yeah.
When it's off, it's like either both of you guys don't want to be there, or it's like
Rushed.
Things are not getting across. And I try to establish that in the beginning. I try to, really make the interview about the interviewee. What do you want to mention? What do you want to talk about? Because for our show, we do ask the same questions over and over again, but it's a different person every time. It's a different answer every time. So I really want to help promote and encourage the interviewee to feel like, hey, this episode is about you, and I'm interested as much as the next person who's going to be watching this. So
that's really smart. That's really good. And you have different types of people on there. You don't just have comedians. You have comedians who are directors. You have comedians who are musicians,
producers,
actors.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have a mime next? What's going on? Like,
right? He'll be like,
how do you interview a mime? Oh,
how did you get into miming? I'm like,
stupid.
Oh crap! Can I get a vowel?
Yeah.
Like, can I?
Mike, how do we sound check a mime? Like, I don't know. We do that.
Like
that's
this.
A question for the ages. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. He's just like, I don't know. I've never mimed before. So that'll probably get put into a GIF or a GIF or however you say it. Who are the most, who are the most interesting type of people to interview?
I want to say comics.
Comedians?
Yeah, because...
I would agree.
Yeah, because there isn't a one-way path to becoming a comic, right? Every comic comes from so many different, different backgrounds, different upbringings, different childhoods. You have comics who have been born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and then you have comics who are just...
Been stabbed with a spoon.
Right, with a spoon, yeah, right?
Okay.
And just been from the lowest lows. And they come together for this one art form to bring joy to others. And I feel like comics are pretty interesting to me.
I feel the same exact way.
Yeah.
Ever since diving into comedy, I think I'm like, these people are so fun and horrible and unique and great and awful and everything. They're everything. Comedy is everything. You've done a few impressions.
Oh, I have?
And most recently, not to burn it, I'm not going to burn your joke or anything, Cardi B.
Oh.
You're pretty good Cardi B.
Really? Oh, no.
I think so. I think so. I can't speak on anybody else. And not so recently, you did an impression of your Korean mother.
Oh,
Like,
the
see,
boss.
I deep dive. And so what other impressions are you hiding from us?
Oh, I do a good Janet Jackson.
What?
Janet Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get a cup of water. Hold on a second. Right, because I want to say Janet Jackson, that whole family line has that. I heard from a friend today.
Oh my God.
Right, well, I got it because I look at you and your
Holy
eyes go
crap.
full.
All right.
All right, so she's like, I heard from a friend today, and she said you were in town. So I got to put the mic
Breathy. Wow. That's nuts.
Oh, boy.
I didn't really expect you to have anything for that. I'd be like, I don't know, I do this and that, but you did it. Okay. I can do very few impressions. It's not like a celebrity. I definitely can't sing. But like I wrote a joke, and I don't tell it because I realized that it's actually a college humor skit. And if it was kind of close, but I can get away with it, I might rewrite it. It's about my mom actually said the word anti-semantic instead of anti-sem. And it's all that
You're being, and did she say it while she was being upset?
Hold on, she meant to say, she was quoting something, she meant to say anti-Semitic, like
Right.
anti-Jewish, but she said anti-semantic. I'm like, Mom, the person hates Jews, not sentences. And so the jerk was like, can you imagine? But if you have someone who's both, that's a literal grammar Nazi. And it'd be like, you know, can you imagine a grammar Nazi? Like, Wilhelm, what do you think about, what do you think about Jews? He's like, oh, it's fine. That's no problem with them. Or if like, he's like, well, what do you think? But what do you think about like people who end their sentences in a preposition? He goes, kills them all. You know, so it's like I do a little bit of a German. You know, I can do a couple of things, but that's one.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. But it's like I didn't write that joke because that's the literal sketch, and it makes a better sketch than stand-up joke. So I never told it because I don't want to bite college humor because someone in the crowd's gonna be like, "That's a college humor bit," and I don't want to do that. You know, so I have to hang that joke up. But I don't do many.
Was it bite-worthy?
It is, but I can't bite it. I'm not going to bite it. It's worthy of stealing, but I'm not going to steal it. So I'm 5'5" for everybody who knows. I say I'm Atlanta's 4th shortest male comedian. I said that at the Skull the other day, and a lady laughed at that. I'm like, that's not even a
I'm not
setup.
done.
Yeah, it's like that part is not even getting to the setup. Like it was like the first thing I say. And she just started laughing. So, and you're 5.
All right. See, now this is the part of the interview where we fight because it's a very.
Let me ask you. You're
respectfully.
You're a shorter comic like me.
Let me tell you how tall I am.
I don't know.
Let me tell you how tall I am. I was telling everybody I'm 5'2" because I thought I was 5'1". I was like, let me tack on that extra inch, right?
Wow.
Everyone.
I'm a guy who knows about extra inches. I mean,
5'2", you would know.
Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah.
I'm 5'2". Got a physical done, and they're like, you're 5 1/4. I was like, excuse me? No. Math is
Yeah.
is not concrete. Let's do that again. I get back up and she's like, yep, 5 1/4. How do you put that on an application? I've been putting 5.25. I'm not even 5'1". I'm not even 5'1".
Okay, so you will just say you're 5 foot. Let's just make it.
I can't even get the quarter.
It's just I'm gonna round down. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, 5. So you're 5 foot and 1/4 inch. It inspires some material for me for sure. Do you feel being significantly shorter than most people, let alone comics, gives you an advantage?
Depends on the joke. I haven't thought of it actually.
Because you don't have like short material.
No, but then I run around the stage a lot. And I think it makes me look like that little fiery bullet. Like if I was tall and doing it,
you do have this little like scurry aboutness on stage. You do, because you're animated and you're lively, but it doesn't like Liam Nelson. Liam Nelson is 7 feet tall.
I know.
When he moves, it's like a tree that's just like
the whole room moves with him. Like, don't fall, bro. Like,
and
don't.
we're just like,
yeah.
And I have a joke about it, and it gave me a joke. I use him in the joke now because I say I don't get injured very often. You know this joke. I don't get injured very often because the ground, it's right there. So I tall people, they fall like trees. Like they'll break limbs. And then I started to say, like, I know a comic who's 7 feet tall. If he trips, he'll die. So it's like, and that's, I guess, the benefit of being short. So you don't have, like, I've never heard you say a short joke.
That's the only one. It was an opener because the comic before me was very tall. And he was complaining about the mic stand never being fitting to his, it was at the Skull. And then I came up and I was like, yeah, the mic stand isn't mine either. And I had to explain, like, I've been telling everybody I'm 5'2", so I thought I was 5'1". They're already laughing because they're like, you're a freaking liar. I'm like, I'm really 5 1/4. Like, what the heck is that with this girl?
That's wild. That's too funny. That's
but
crazy.
But I will work on that. Fun fact, I have 3 younger siblings from both sides of, my mom's side and my dad's, all over 6 feet.
What?
6 feet, over 6 feet. 6, 2, 3, 4.
So you just like...
I got the shit end of the stick.
So you're like, the average height in between my siblings is 5'8". You're like, yeah, but it's all over there. Like, I bring down the average from 6'1" to 5'8". Like, come on. Why?
How many siblings do you have?
Oh my God. I'm the oldest, and I'm now the shortest. Yeah. I was the tallest in 7th grade, and I was the shortest kid in 8th grade, and it's been that way ever since.
Maybe we were taller when we were younger. It's just the siblings came along, and the pressure of being the older sibling just pushed us down gravitationally.
We wear it like a trophy. We wear like a badge of honor.
Exactly. I used to be 5'7".
Yeah.
And then my brother came along.
And then life. Life and siblings. Okay. So I'm glad you don't because you're very funny.
Oh, thank you.
And you have humor that is relatable. And I just never noticed like a short joke that you had, and I'm like, oh, you know what?
I'll work on it. I'll make it a tight
tone. I think, yeah, for you. You could. I mean, you can definitely do that. I do. So, we just ate really good food. Like, this is one of the best that I've had.
Don't tell the others.
No offense to anybody. This is probably the best meal I've had. The meal with Liz was really great. It was French Italian. This is Korean barbecue. Kendall had a New Orleans style buffet on Sunday. So I've been really, really blessed to have good food. Some people pick Waffle House, and I'm like, I like where your head's at, but Ben's like, let's go to Waffle House. I'm like, are you sure?
That waffle.
I'm paying.
Oh, that waffle.
Let me tell you, that waffle is unfuckwithable, as they say. But let me ask, and I used to ask this question every time. I was like, I got to stop this, but I'll bring it back for you. Okay. Let's say you finally, I'm just going to pick a random crime, finally got fed up with your husband and killed him.
Oh. Let's make it something unrealistic.
Super.
Let's make it something.
So.
I don't know.
Point is, you're on death row. And he's going to cut the audio out of spite.
He's like, I'll edit that one out.
I'm going to edit your
No, he thinks it's hilarious.
So
he's like, bitch, you ain't doing shit.
You're not doing nothing. Can't even reach me, huh? So you let's say you're on death row. You're not getting off, and you're about to get killed for the crime. Your last meal option comes. What do you get?
It would be just endless Korean marinated kalbi.
That's it.
Just
because it was good. It was so
endless
good.
supply of just rice and marinated kalbi. Just
that's simple, but that's good. I like that.
Because it takes hours to marinate. You gotta have the right type of marinade, to make that beef tonight. I think that would be a nice
okay.
meal.
That's a solid one. No dessert, nothing.
Bro, that is dessert.
I want for my appetizer, I want kalbi, and then for my main course, I want kalbi, and then for my drink, more kalbi. It's like that's it.
And
okay.
a splash of water.
Splash of water. That's it. Okay. I think I would go. Steak was my first, and it's fitting because we're from different cultures.
Right.
And
but beef is universal.
But steak, comedy, and like music.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Those are the most universal things ever.
Yeah.
Food, but yes, steak for me it was like my first. I can't confirm it was my first solid food. But it was my first like food I ever remember eating. So I think I would probably have a steak from this steakhouse called Little Alley Steakhouse. There's one in Roswell, one in Buckhead, and then I'd probably have like chicken marsala, and I'm not gonna lie, Korean barbecue may be on it because
is that top 3?
Kalbi.
Let's go.
That's right. That's right. It was very, very good. It was very, very good. You guys.
I converted him.
I think I'd pick that, and I'd probably have to have like, I hate to say it, this is the whitest answer ever, but like a vanilla milkshake.
Yo, vanilla ice cream's very good.
It is, but it's like it's also literally vanilla and metaphorically vanilla. It's like what's the whitest thing you can order? A vanilla milkshake. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The person who's taking is like, you want chocolate on top of that, right?
Yeah.
Like you want chocolate syrup or something.
What do you want in the vanilla?
Yeah.
No.
No, that's the base. What do you want with your...
Yeah, that's it. You're super boring. That's basically it. So you're among the comedians who are married.
Yeah.
Not too many.
Suckered in.
Yeah.
Another one bites the dust.
The old, what do they call the rope-a-dope, the old okey-doke, the old switcheroo. Gotcha. So there's not many. There's not.
Really?
I don't see too many. In comparison, it's like maybe a quarter or a third might be.
I can see that.
And more seasoned comics, because comedians just over the span of time, there's not really like so many professional, very young comedians. So the more older someone gets, obviously it's more likely they'll get married. What do you have for those? What advice do you have for those who are single looking to get married?
Do you?
Yeah.
Me and Mike joke about this all the time. I'm always like, when I met you, I was having the time of my life. Okay, and he's like, well, I was out in these streets too. Like you ruined it, is what I said. Like I was going out New York. I was living the life, and then you came along and just ruined it. No, I say do you, because you have so much time to be in a relationship for the rest of your life and to coordinate schedules, to compromise, to do all of that.
It's true. To
be single and find yourself, understand yourself, get into new experiences by yourself. Man, love you first,
That's quality, because you don't want to bring your unloved, messy self into a marriage.
Which you can. It makes for really hot sex.
I guess
I would know. No, but
where's the soundboard? We don't have it this time.
If we do it right, yes, you would be a whole... Because every marriage, I think there's this misconception of when you get with someone, it's 50-50, right? It's 50-50. I was told later on in life, and it blew my mind. They were like, it's not 50-50, it's 100 and 100. It's two entities, that get together, and you guys bring something to the table and build this life together, that you have a really great time spending time together, and just living life together. And it's fantastic, but I mean, do you? Like,
that's really wise. Work on yourself. Chris Rock had a really good line about marriage. He goes, if one person is doing the work, like it's not gonna work out. He goes, 2 people can lift a couch, or 2 people can move a couch easy. So that's pretty wise advice. I'm not married, but I have my lady, and we're going to. And
your significant other.
Yeah, April. Yeah. She's the best, and she's supportive, and she's so good, and I'm super duper lucky.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take. Luckily, I think I've done what you have done, and work on yourself, and do myself, and make sure that I'm, being my best, or trying at least, for the past several years, being an adult, trying to be not a super douche guy in the world.
Yeah.
You know, working on that, and I think that's really helped. So I think I've followed your advice unintentionally. So that makes sense.
And also find, you know, your best friend that you want to fuck.
Oh, that's nice.
That you want to...
You know what?
That you could joke with and you could just also slap across the face.
Yeah, hell yeah. She's so mean to me. She'll like... I have a joke where it became a joke. She'll like... I'll be like at the fridge or at the sink or tying my shoe and she'll just poke me in the butthole. Like, and she thinks it's so funny and I get so mad and she's going to do it until we die. And I'm like, God, this is the worst.
You'll just get to a point where you just compromise. You'll get to a point where she'll do it and be like, babe, as long as you don't do it when I'm holding something. Like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm holding the baby. Haha. You know, we have kids. I'm like, nope.
Poke me now. Poke me. I dare you. Poke me now. I want you to.
Okay, so what do you look forward? So you have marriage that people don't always view it this way is for life. Some people don't believe that. And they don't act that way. You'd be shocked. So what do you look forward to? Like being a comic, being someone who's in the industry, having media and this kind of nice little train you got on this tracks, what do you look forward to?
I look forward to us building this together.
Yeah.
I mean, he really, truly is my best friend, and it's not easy to find someone
He's a good dude.
Yeah. Shout out to the dude.
Oh, Mike Lowe.
Dude. Follow my shit. Yeah, I just look...
Follow my shit.
Follow my shit.
Yeah, follow my shit.
Yeah.
No, I look forward to building this with him because it's rare to find someone that you're compatible with, that you could work together.
That's very
while
true.
you're even not being in a relationship together.
Yeah.
But we're in a relationship and we're compatible. We have our strengths, and it comes together very nicely. So I just look forward to us doing bigger projects.
I'd say it does, and you have a good yin and yang, haha, Asian joke. But you do have a good balance.
I'm half offended.
Good. I mean, your other half is like, that's good. That's funny.
The other half's like, that's a good one, Ryan. Bro.
I like half offending you and half, making you respect me. Cool. That's a wash. But you guys do have a good balance. It's nice. It's nice to have. Like I'm the balance to April, and I see other people who are level-headed and one is fiery, and I like the symmetry that you guys have. That's a very good thing. Now, we joke about Mike always thinks he's funny, and he's like, I'm funny. I can do stand-up.
Oh, always. I'm like, go up then. And he's like, I'm not.
Let me ask you. Pride aside, and us making fun of him.
Oh no.
Said the listener, is there something? Is there a joke that he said that he's written so far that you laugh at? You're like, yeah. That's...
What do you mean written? He doesn't write my stuff. This is
Hey,
why.
I didn't say your stuff.
We're gonna.
I didn't say your stuff. Defensive.
He doesn't write. Period.
Okay. Is there something that you genuinely were
no,
like,
oh
my God?
Oh my gosh. So we just joke all the time. It's like incredible the amount of joking that we do.
I've shared a couple meals with you. There's some jokes. You'll have some zingers. I'd like to see.
We are offensive, and it just cracks us up, And that he's written. I think one time we were in the car. Yeah. And it's just a habit that we have now. It's kind of rubbed off on me. We talk a lot of shit to the other drivers, right? And we'll just like, hey, you see the lines on the road? What do you, hey, buddy? Or like someone will make a left turn finally. Like, look at you making a left turn all by yourself. Just talking shit to other cars. And then we started spazzing each other out, being like, hey, your window's down. And we're like, wait, what?
Oh, shit. That's good.
We'll just do
good.
that. My new thing is, whenever he does something, let's say like a U-turn or something, I'm like, whoop, whoop. He's like, that's not funny. That's not.
That whoop, whoop. That's PTSD for the hood.
Funny, bitch. Like,
that's PTSD for the ghetto.
It's funny for me. I'm in the passenger seat.
God. April doesn't
search him.
April doesn't make jokes, but I was checking there. We have a snake at our house right now.
What?
Yeah.
Like in the walls?
No. He's not in the walls yet, but he's outside. He's a rat snake, and it's not a big deal.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of actually good to keep around, but he bit one of the dogs, and but it's okay. It's not bad.
It wasn't poisonous or anything.
No, but they carry bacteria and whatever. But I was checking to see. Where the snake was underneath the crawl space, and then she threw a rock, and I just jumped, and she laughed so hard. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. And that's she doesn't make jokes per se, but it's like little things she'll do.
She does a slapstick comedy, I could tell, with the poking of the butt.
That's it. Yeah.
Every
so often she'll just go just middle finger. And so that's a thing we do now. We'll probably do it at our wedding. I do? Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's it. That'll be it. So let me ask you, do you have any questions for me? And I might start doing this. Mike, do you have any questions for me? I know you've interviewed me before,
yeah.
But after seeing, after being buddies, supporting each other,
right,
and doing things outside of comedy, which is awesome. Do you have any questions for me after seeing material, anything like that,
yeah,
food-wise, whatever?
I do.
Fire away.
What would it take? Because this is a question that I ask myself sometimes too, because we all have day jobs, we're all broke. What would it take for you to give up everything and just do comedy? Would it take a headliner to be like, come on the road with me, quit your job, quit everything you got going on, and do, let's see how deep your love of comedy goes?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it'd have to be not so much the
$100,000 up front.
I mean, I would have to be able to pay some bills for sure. But if a headliner was like, yeah, I'm bringing you.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
you know what? I have a better question.
I'd freak out.
I have a follow-up question. What is the ideal comedic life for you?
Oh, man. The ideal comedic life is being able to go on the road and just make people laugh with my jokes and the half hour that I'm building and that I have, and, people pay me to do it. It's actually a simple, stupid, duh answer, but that's what I'd love to do.
It's not as simple as people think.
Yeah, it's
simple,
very difficult to get there.
At all, yeah.
And I've been really lucky, especially lately, where I've been able to go to shows. The more you support the more you support comedians, the more comedy supports you.
Right.
When I go and support comedians that I'm genuinely a fan of and I think are funny. When I come to see your show and coming at Legends Distillery on the 22nd.
Yes, April 22nd. Get your tickets. Use code Angela Legend.
Yeah.
So that I can get more work.
Yeah,
super small discount, but you're supporting the comedy.
It was. We didn't do it for the discount, but it's did it for the recognition, for the actual bringing asses in seats, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think it would be. To answer that question, I really honestly believe that if you're going to support comedians, comedy itself, as the comedy gods are we're going to put you this way.
Yeah.
And people remember that because people were like, you went to this show.
Yeah.
Oh, or you got the crowd going at that brewery or whatever. And that's what I like to do because I know not everybody is a freak of nature and likes to go to every comedy show that's possible that I can. And regular, what do you call them, civilians? Is that what you said? Civilians.
Joe Smith calls them civilians.
Okay, yeah. We adopted that. And that's good. And so civilians don't like comedy as much as we do because that's what we do.
Right.
And I can actually see people, I don't know, being like, hey, I really remember you, or that was important, and they don't know the ins and outs of comedy or the decorum at a show. So I think it would take, just by doing what I'm doing now, people reaching out, which has happened, Kenny, I told you that, and then I got to meet Atsuko, and I got to be buddies with with Sean, and it's pretty surreal what's happening when you actually support comedy, support the craft, support the comedians that do that craft. So I think it would take, if you were to take the scenic route to that answer, yeah, it would take someone who I love being like, come on, man. I'm like, I'm going to figure it out. Plus, I work during the day, and I can work anywhere.
Me too.
So I mean, it's possible I can take my computer on the road, do my day job, and do my calling and all the things I need to do that are non-comedian, and like, all right, I'm cutting off at 6, I'm going to perform at the Funny Bone or whatever it is. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, so the dream is to be able to be a part of the community.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Concrete.
Real into it. But I mean, to pull back the curtain, I know you're not supposed to do this, but for myself, I'm very new to comedy. Not very new. I would say I'm new to comedy.
Yeah.
I dropped the very.
You're new enough.
I'm new enough, and I've only been in comedy within a calendar year. But since then, I've been paid to do it, and I'm getting booked. So, and I guess I'm doing okay, even though my friend of 21 years does not think I'm funny. On stage,
Off stage, bro.
Let me
you're
tell
hilarious.
you, and that I think that makes it's just different.
He's like, but
It's
on
just
stage,
different.
I wouldn't even give you a charity chuckle.
He said, let me tell you exactly what he said. I was like, I was going to invite you to my show. He goes, don't waste the text. That's what he said. I'm like, oh
Not
my
even for
God.
the support,
It's the
don't.
meanest thing you've ever said. But you know what? Let me tell you something. In comedy, there's a lot of yes people that are like, you're funny.
You're hilarious.
Or that joke was really good when that joke was shit. Or that joke was mediocre. Or, God forbid, someone's not funny and people are like, you're hilarious. I'm like, I try and support comedians, but like, I can't be the only one clapping or laughing.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta know when, like, ooh, that's just not funny.
Bro, you give everybody a standing ovation, though. Not everyone, but you're the first one up. I can't tell because you're sitting or standing. It looks like a standing ovation because your hands are up in the air.
I do that, and I feel
a little shift in the force. I'm like, is he standing?
He looks taller. It's like, it's just
Did
me.
his chair just go up?
Yeah. And I like being a short comic, actually. I lean into it. But I think I try and be supportive as I can, and sometimes I'm probably guilty of over-support.
No, you're great.
I try to be.
You are so great. When I did that guest open for Steve Byrne.
Oh, but yeah, but that's...
You were the first one there when I told you, like, I'm going to be there. I was like, bro, like...
But that's not like a blankety-blank coffee shop. I'm not going to stand up while people are having cappuccinos. Like, all right, I'll clap hard and get the crowd going, but, God. It's like a BTS fan or something being like, I fucking love you, God. I'm not going to be like that for people.
Joe Coy.
Joe Coy. Oh my God. But if you were like, hey, I'm opening for Joe Coy, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get there and I'm going to stand up. If you're Steve Byrne, again, like Steve Byrne, and it's like, that was a big thing. I've never seen someone that I know personally that I've had personal interaction with as a comic do something like that. And I was like, wow, you have talent and you grind and you're there. And I was like, I admire it.
I was so thankful. It was like the first time that a comic of his stature actually he could have been like, you can hand me my mic when I'm on stage. And I would have been like, oh my God, thank you so much. Hyperventilating, just like, thank you, here's your mic. I was just super thankful for everything and just all the extra conversations that we had, after the show, and he advising me of what book to read, and I read it like that night.
No joke.
Yeah,
I didn't know
about
that part.
the format of, certain script writing and things like that. And I read it that night. I was like, and the next day I came back and I was like, I read the book that you told me to read. He was like
what?
Surprised.
Already?
He was like, you did? I was like, yeah, it was only like 200 pages or something like that. And I was
like 200 pages.
And I was like, you tell me to read something, I'm going to do it.
That's the Asian student in
right.
me.
I was like, very good. Let me get the highlighter.
You remember that kid that's soaking up the knowledge in the book and he's putting it on his head? There was a book open and the kid was just sitting there and he's like, over the book and he puts it on his head. I'm like, that kid is awesome. I wish I could do things like that.
But that's just true support, right?
Yeah.
It was, but then again,
he's a comics comic, which is cool.
Yeah, and it's not
super cool.
just that he gave me a chance. It's also that he saw that, okay, she has something going on. And they gave me another chance and another chance. I was just so thankful. I'm always so grateful for every little thing, because everything is a lesson or a blessing, you know? Like, and
lesson or a blessing.
yeah, it's copywritten.
Yeah, okay, I was going to take it, but
No.
off the table.
No, this chapstick will go straight into, no.
That's only the second time I've been trying to be
that
stabbed
wasn't
today.
fight worthy.
Yeah. Remember that time, that episode, you got killed? It's like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good run.
That was a good one, yeah.
That was a good run.
How long did that show last? 11 episodes.
You had a good meal before that happened.
That's right. You planned it this way. Be careful, Mike. She's gonna Black Widow you.
Again, you'd be like, you ain't doing shit. Like, you're hilarious.
I don't think I have anything else. Plug anything you want to plug. You have a lot of shows.
I do.
And you have a YouTube, and you have an interview, and you have interviews coming out, and so plug it all.
Oh my gosh, can I?
Yeah, of course. That's like what this whole thing is for.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So I have the Legends Distillery on April 22nd. Right? So you guys come out to that. But I have a free show, so I try to plug my free shows.
Of course.
Because those are the ones that I want people to come out and enjoy themselves. Yeah. So I have that at the Avalon in Alpharetta, Georgia. That's going to be on May 2nd. And then May 3rd, I fly out to New York.
No joke.
Right.
You doing is that the Punchline Comedy at Avalon?
Yeah, the Punchline Comedy at Avalon.
I'll actually be doing one of those.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic, bro.
Woo,
I'm
woo.
so happy for you.
Nice.
And then we have St. Mark's Comedy Club in New York, Friday and Saturday, May 6th and 7th. Then the very big, very Asian Comedy Festival, May 14th.
Very Asian.
I will be hosting and doing a set there.
Oh,
then
snap. I know you're hosting.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm super grateful for that opportunity. And then
That's
I have
super cool.
Canada. I'm off to Canada to do a live taping.
You're going to eat some poutine and...
What'd you call me? Just shut the camera off.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, Canada, and then California in June. Yeah, and then Texas. In August, guest opening for Jack Jr., who's hilarious.
No joke.
We saw him at the Laugh Factory, and I legit almost pissed myself. I was like, this guy's hilarious.
That's one of my... That's a comedy bucket list. There's only one person. I almost made Christian Davis do a spit take because I brought up my absent father in a moment, and he was like, "Oh God!" I almost got him.
Christian Davis.
Alex Libby made a hand job joke, and it was so stupid and off the cuff, and her delivery is like small, muted, like cute. Kind of
she has a Daria vibe, right?
Yeah, very Daria. Yeah, I could see that. But like if Daria was like an attractive blonde, messed up female comic. Yeah. That's what I and I was taking a sip of water and she goes, but like a hand job, and I just go like, and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm gonna remember that." Were you
sitting behind anyone?
No, I was front row at El Dorado.
Okay, thank goodness.
I was front row at El Dorado, and I'll never forget it. So first real spit take, that was like, oh my God, that caught me off guard.
That's fantastic.
So, but I don't think we have anything else. Thank you for picking this place. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for Mike Lowe Productions for doing it all. I didn't have to do anything today. I just showed up, ate, asked some questions, and I'm out. The deuces, as they say.
So much for having me, Ryan. I mean, this is my first interview that I've had, so I'm super grateful.
Yeah. How was the interview? Judging, give me a 1 to 10 real judge of an interview.
I'm gonna give you a 10, bro. My first one. Let's go. Out of 100. So if you got some work to do.
You're still a 10.
You're still a 10.
All right. No, thank you very much. That means a lot. And subscribe if you haven't, because there's more comics to come, and people in the industry, and bonus episodes, and that's pretty much it.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.